Okay, going to be replacing the window rollers on a 93 Roadmaster Wagon. These are the Dorman parts that you're going to replace them with, 74444, 2 per window. So we have to remove the screw here, 2 screws there, remove this. Somebody buggered my car, and there should be screws here. I'll be repairing the door panel while it's off. Looks like somebody added a screw there. And then, various panel tabs. So we'll get the panel off first. Also, so the window doesn't drop down when you're repairing the track, tape this up with some strong tape. You could even use a clamp like that, but make sure the glass doesn't drop. See, my panel is in really bad shape. This is all broken. Gonna have to repair that, hopefully. And on the 94 through 6, this would have stayed with this, so maybe mine's messed up there too. You can see the locking and unlocking pin there. Locked, unlocked. Gotta remove the connection for the mirror control. And then we'll undo these screws next. And then take the armrest part off because this goes into the frame. Screw down there. Okay, so I'm just gonna thread this out through the stuffing, disconnect the window switch controls, and this should be free. And the courtesy light thing is way over here where it actually connects. It's a real long wire that goes all the way down to the light. That light. Okay, some idiot, I'm glad I didn't try to pull the window switch thing out because some idiot reinstalled it. I don't know if you can see this. Some idiot reinstalled it with a screw. Would have really damaged it had I not known that's what they had done. I swear, people's ways of fixing things when they don't know what they're doing is really detrimental to the restoration of the car. Anyway, whatever. Okay, door panel is off. So we gotta take what's left of this off. Oh, there's another broken part. This would be a good time to replace the speakers. That's pretty damn old. Last cars I did this on were 95 and 96. This is the 93. I think it's been so long, but I think this looks different. There's less openings. So I have to drop the channel, drop the window a little bit, so I can probably exit from here or here and here for the front and rear rollers. So I gotta hook the thing back up and drop the window. Okay, so I dropped the window just a little bit. You can see there's one of those oblong window rollers. And there's part of where the other one is, and you can see how it's disconnected on the left. A lot of people think you have to drill out the rivets and make a lot of extra work for yourself, but usually these are so bad you can break them out. Cut them out, whatever, break them out piece by piece. And then you use the new ones. You put these in like a Pyrex measuring cup with water, heat it up in the microwave or whatever, heat it up so it gets real soft. So while it's soft, it'll be a bit easier. It won't be easy, but you'll be able to slide it over the rivet. So that'll save you a lot of trouble by, like I said, just heat them up. You'll have to probably use pliers or something because they'll be too hot to hold. But you'll be able to push them into the channel because there's a, you can see this, but there's like a little lip on the bottom and top there, so it'll stay inside, obviously. This is also the stage that even if you do one at a time, I wouldn't recommend it. I would go ahead and secure the glass up here with some tape. I have window tint on the inside, so I'm not going to put it on the inside, but I will put it on the outside and wrap it over here. Probably duct tape would be good. I used some Gorilla Tape and secured the glass in 4 spots. That should hold it. There's some tools I'll be using to try and get the old rollers out and the new ones in. Kind of reminds you of like a dentist pulling teeth. I kind of cracked this in half. Don't forget it's gooey. You can see the, no, maybe not. Let's see. You can see the roller is above the channel right now. So I'm going to go ahead and put the new roller nylon track window guide on this side, get this popped back onto it, and then I'll do the that side, which is actually still attached, but I'm still going to break it apart. So I just took this out of the microwave. It was boiling, had it on for high for a minute. Don't want to overdo it. You wouldn't want to melt those possibly. Not sure you could, but don't want to find out. The other thing is you got to be real careful when you're trying to push those in there, because you definitely don't want them dropping down inside the door. That's a pain in the ass. These are way too expensive to just, you know, oh, I'll just use another one. So be careful when you're handling them. One more thing is the short part will be facing outward. So it'll be in like that. Alright, you'll see here I switched from the pliers to a flat-bladed screwdriver because I was thinking erroneously that you could fit it in on the bottom part of the track and push it into the top, but that's not the case. You push it in from the end and slide it over the rivet. Okay, this is where a second set of hands would help. I basically push this up. Well, I'm not bleeding, that's all the window goo. And I got that in the channel, but it's not in the roller. So I just have to lift this up a little more and just kind of guide it in. Looks like somebody did some damage here. I wonder what they were doing that for. Wrap some Gorilla Tape around there because I'm killing my hand. Almost thought I cut through it, but well, I did do a little nick there. But anyway, I'm gonna put some gloves on too because it's super messy, sticky with the red goo. Almost forgot, the other thing you have to have is a small clamp to push that, you know, into the channel. Okay, so this one's still pretty intact. So I use these trim tools to wrap around it and pry it off. Because you can see that one's actually, could have left that one, but they're 30 years old, so we're going to change them out. You don't want to have to do this twice. This is what happens if you don't have enough water in. I already dumped some of the water out, but this is what happens if you nuke it too long and definitely don't have enough water in there. It will ruin your roller. Look at that. Kind of grew some kind of tumor on the side. So ruined that one. Good thing I have extras. Another thing, it's easier to push them both on this end because the end of the channel is not crimped down like it is on this end. It kind of goes up on the bottom part, so you'd actually have to bend the entire channel before you could even get over to the rivet. So it's better to push them on both from the front. Again, that's why I have the tape on the window. Okay, so see I have this holding the channel up with the screwdriver. Here I'm trying to put it down and I didn't realize there was still another broken piece that I hadn't gotten out, so I was trying to push that back down on the wrong part. Okay, so I got that one on with a regular size clamp that went through here, no problem. That one went on really easy. So let's see if we can get this one on just as easily. After a couple tries, I managed to get the clamp down on the front one. Now we're going to take the tape off the window and we'll see if this is working. And it's fixed. Okay, working on the passenger door. This one only had one ruined screw on there, but then of course they had to put one in there and one down here. It's like, really, people? That's how the right door looks. Now on the passenger door, the front one's still intact, and the support on the front's much skinnier, but I still use the trim tools to pry that one off. So I got the roller on after boiling it for a minute or less. You gotta watch it so you don't accidentally deform them. Get it on as far as I can, which is less than halfway. I'm gonna take a screwdriver to keep the entire channel from sliding toward the rear of the door. And then I'll use like this hammer handle to push it on part way. And then once I get it up to the rivet, I'll use a Phillips screwdriver to put in the center of that and just force it past the rivet. So it took quite a lot of force, and I definitely wanted to be bracing it from this end so you're not torquing the whole window glass frame. So I was trying to do this job at the same time, narrate what I'm doing, and it'd been a while. What I'm trying to explain here and why you will experience something a little different when you do yours is if you look at the bottom part of the channel, the metal at the end is sort of bent inward, and you can try and use some pliers or something to bend it out a little bit, and that'll make it much easier to slide the new rollers on. But again, you know, it'll be different on everybody's car depending on who's worked on it before and what they did or didn't do to the channel. And the rivet itself is also still an obstacle to get over, and that's why you heat these up to soften the rollers to get them past that. Now I'm going to use a Phillips to get it past the rivet. And again, I'll brace it from this end so I don't put undue stress on the entire glass. Actually, getting it over the rivet was very easy comparison. So now I'm going to slide the first one all the way down to the rear hanger, and then I'll use my C-clamp to get them all the way on. Okay, this is why I have tape on the window, because it lets you give a little play. It's easy to move the rack up and down. Got the hammer arm. The mallet handle is supporting the rail. Well, I line this up over the rear roller. Now I'll just pinch it down until it gets on there, seats it. Okay, got the rear one on. Be careful not to over torque it with the C-clamp. You don't want to crush things or, you know, do any damage. So it doesn't take a ton of force. And I back it off and double check to see if it's seated all the way or not. Yeah, got the front one. I have the front one seated now, which is just in time because both gloves self-destructed and I'm out of gloves. So we're gonna go over and check, take the tape off first and check that the window goes up and down correctly. Okay, so the passenger one is not going up and down in the rear of the channel correctly, so see it coming away a little bit there. And that could just be the window tint. So anyway, I don't know, none of my other window switches are working right now, so not sure why. Probably more electrical issues to deal with at a later date. So I think before I put these back on, I'm definitely going to get some new speakers for these. And then rebuild the door cards, unless I can find some better ones to swap them out with. And keep making this a little bit nicer every day.